Thursday night football. It'll be the Jets and the Texans, with the Texans getting 1.5. Rex Ryan, ESPN NFL analyst, former head coach. You can see him with Randy Moss and Alex Smith and Teddy Bruschi, Adam Schefter, Mike Greenberg. It'll be Sunday NFL Countdown every Sunday starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. Rex, good to talk to you again. Why are the Jets favored by 1.5?
Well, that's a great question. I guess people haven't watched the games, I guess, but might be the reason. But Dan, seriously though, the Jets should dominate this game. I mean, when you look at it on paper, Houston's really, they're really struggling to protect the quarterback right now. No Nico Collins. Now you don't have Diggs out there, so you got one receiver to throw to. So the defense should dominate for the Jets. And then on the flip side, you have all this talent over there. I mean, when Mike Williams is not even playing for you, you got Devontae Adams, you got Garrett Wilson, you got two great backs. On paper, Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, you should dominate this game. But you don't play it on paper. And that's why the spread is only 1.5 when it should be about 8, 7 or 8, it looks like. But it really should be. But hell, if you watch the games, I see a team that is so poorly coached offensively that you don't take advantage of your weapons with the Jets. They should be able to run the football, but I watch them on tape. I'm seeing linebackers running through unblocked. Simple things, inside zone, outside zone. It doesn't look like they even know how to hell to block, like who to ID. And that's what it kind of looks like to me. So,
Would you take the job if they offered it to you today?
Oh, and I would definitely take it. Not as an interim guy, no chance. But as a full-time guy, next year or whatever, absolutely, because I believe in the talent there. I know the ownership group, and I love the fan base. But at the same time, I'm not the only guy. There'd be a million guys lined up for that job. I don't
know how attractive it is, though, Rex, because of Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I would think that would be part of the thing that would attract you, but you got to make sure that he's 100% committed to your team. I think that's going to be the big thing. It can't just be on his terms. And I think no coach is going to go in there and say, okay, it's on Aaron Rodgers' terms. He's either there with you or you let him go. You let him go down the road. I think that would be whoever gets that job, that's going to be the first order of business, I would think.
Okay. Would you be, not that you wouldn't be able to, but would you stand up to Aaron Rodgers and say what you just said there to him and say, hey, you're either in or you're not, I'm not BSing here.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a break. Let's see. I think so. I think I might do it. But the thing is, you would love to have him behind you because you're going to change everything. That offense that's outdated. It's not even close to what I would run or anybody else that goes in there is going to run. So they use no motion, no shifts, no formations, and yet they still had 3 delay game penalties last week in the first quarter. They had to use 3 timeouts. What the hell? And they don't do anything creative over there. So to me, no, that's got to change. It doesn't matter. It has to change. And is he willing to do that? I don't know. Probably not. And if that's the case, then so be it. So be it.
If you were on the sidelines and Anthony Richardson comes over and said, I took myself out because I'm tired, Coach, you would have said what?
I would have said, that's cool. Go ahead and park it on that bench. You don't have to worry. You can be tired because right now that's it. I've never seen anything like it. Dad, how long have you covered this game? Have you ever seen a quarterback do that? Ever?
I've never heard somebody admit to it. Somebody can be winded, get the, wind knocked out of them or something, but you got to lie in a situation like that. You got to say, my chin strap is messed up or my communication, anything But, he's 22 and he told the truth.
Well, the thing that kills me is this. Like, how the hell did he think that was acceptable? Like, in his mind, like, oh man, I'm just tired. I'm gonna tap out like I've been rushing the passer. I'm a 300-pound defensive tackle and thanks. But yeah, that's Ripley's. And here's the thing. The whole team knows that somebody has obviously forced the issue, whether it's the GM saying you got to play this quarterback or whatever. Because right now he's got a lower completion percentage than Tim Tebow. So it's like, come on, stop already. And when he came out of college, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, there's no way he can't, he's a guy that had no idea how to read coverages or anything else. He's just a big athletic guy, a freak, but I thought he had a million miles to come. And I was shocked how well he played as a rookie, though, and albeit only 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
I was shocked. And then it kind of fell back. This is kind of what I anticipated this year, how he's playing. But they're way better with Joe Flacco. At least they have a chance with Joe Flacco at quarterback, in my opinion.
He's Rex Ryan, NFL analyst for the Mothership, former NFL head coach. The Bears situation, we've dissected that at the end of the game with the Commanders. I just, for the life of me, don't understand why a timeout wasn't called. First of all, you gave up 12 yards. You didn't even contest it. So now you've put him in the position to even throw the pass. Okay, you got it. Timeout. Let's regroup. Let's remind. I don't need somebody engaging with the crowd. They had 3 timeouts, Rex.
Right.
You don't take them with you when you die. Like, what are you doing? I didn't understand that. Well,
absolutely, Dan. And when you look at it, like, you can see Eberflus, because his explanation of the play before the Hail Mary was an absolute lie, because you see him on the sideline. We did a thing with Dan Orlovsky and Greeny and I, where we showed him literally trying to get the corner down. Like, he's literally like, we can't play like this. Like, we got to protect the sideline. And he had corners clearly. One of them's turned backwards. The other one's about 30 yards off. Like, what are you doing? And the thing that kills me is, like, you're exactly right. They should have called a timeout based on that. But here's the other thing they should have called a timeout for. Your best pass rusher is sitting on the sideline. Montez Sweat is sitting on the sideline. Like, isn't that another reason to call timeout? Let's get our best pass rushers on the field. They had a spy. They said, well, he's covering the back. Why the hell are you covering a running back when they need 80 yards, 70 yards? That's craziest thing I've ever heard. And they got this guy, so it's a 3-man rush. And by the way, they had no type of game on the 3-man rush. So sometimes if you present a 3-man rush, you're going to put the quarterback where you want him. And they let this quarterback run around either side. They had no idea how to get the ball out of his hand. They get double teamed. Every one of them got double teamed. He's there for 10 seconds or 12 seconds before he throws the ball down the field. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, he should have called timeout absolutely 100%. Just to get the best personnel on the field, let alone his guys are turned backwards and John at the fans. That was another reason, but it was unreal. And unfortunately, like, for this guy, I think they have a good football team. I think the Bears have a really good football team. And obviously you got a young quarterback that's going to ascend. He's not there yet, but man, I mean, he's a generational talent. So there's a lot of positive things about this team. If you're Matt Eberflus, I don't know if you can overcome this, Dan. I don't know if you can. Like, this might be something that when they send them down the road, this is one of the reasons.
Well, I wondered when the game ended, is this one of those games we look back and say, if they had won that game, they might have made the playoffs? And look, he's a lame duck coach. Were you ever a lame duck coach in the last year of a contract?
I sure felt it a few times. I might not have been, but I sure felt it a couple of times. So,
I don't
yeah,
know what that feeling, like Mike McCarthy.
right.
How can you feel comfortable? How can you not think about that, Rex?
No, absolutely, that's on the back of your mind. But all you can do is like, and I've been there. I've given the old, hey, here's a 1 year extension or whatever. When you know damn well what that means, like you're as good as gone. But you just coach you just coach your butt off, and that's what you do. You focus on that, and at no point do you ever like shortchange your players or the guys that are coaching with you in that. So it really like it's there. You have to win. It has to be. It might not be realistic expectations or whatever, but like you've got to give every damn thing you got, and that's what you owe it to. And that way, when they do run you out of the building, at least you're sitting there with your head held high. That you know what, I did the very best I could, and no regrets.
I know the job isn't open. We assume it will be. Is the Cowboys' job a good job?
Any job in the NFL is a good job. There's only 32 of these things, but Dallas in particular, that's like maybe that job's not for everybody. I get what you're saying, but if you are a guy that is competitive and wants to be in that damn arena to say, all right, look, I'm going to show you how good I am, all that type of stuff, which that's what an NFL coach should be. You ought to damn like I mean, I would think anybody, I mean, would just love that opportunity. Come back and say, all right, I'm in it now. I'm in the fishbowl. Let's go. And it's like, bring it on because that team they do a great job personnel wise. Like they know they know what a player looks like, and albeit, look, I know they didn't handle the offseason very well. I get that. They probably could have, the obvious one, bring in a Derrick Henry or something. That team might look a hell of a lot different. But the fact is, they got a lot of good players on that team, a lot of really good players on that team. So, yeah, I would think they're going to get almost probably the pick of the litter on, these coaches like this Ben Johnson. Like, to me, he's an absolute superstar. Anybody can get him. They ought to say, all right, whatever it takes, I'm getting this guy. Because I think he's unique. I love how they, like offensively, everybody talks about, well, they're loaded with talent. No, that's not true. Last week, they played two guys that were cut this season. All right, Tim Patrick is a starting receiver. Allen Robinson is a starting receiver. The superstar wideout they have was a fourth-round pick, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He wasn't supposed to be able to run. All right, David Montgomery was free agent. Anybody could have had as a running back. Like, they do more. Jared Goff is thrown out with the bathwater. But this dude right here, he is the funnest offense to watch. Really the funnest team, in my opinion. They are so creative and with shifts, motion. Why? They get tells from the defense. And man, do they attack. And this guy attacks you so many ways, not only in the passing game, but they're the most creative run team in the National Football League. I think Sean McVay's outstanding. All right? I think he's outstanding. Here's what I love about Sean. He stole every run that they did against Minnesota, that Detroit did against Minnesota, and used it against them in 5 days. All right? I've seen Green Bay steal from this team all last year. They played Dallas. The whole game plan was what Detroit had run. Like, this is the guy people are stealing from.
Wow.
This is the guy that everybody should go get. And I'm sure they will. He's turned down, I think, jobs 2 years in a row. So he's going to be selective on where he goes. But to me, that is a dang superstar. Like, I think he's going to be the next great one. I really do.
Great to talk to you, Rex. Thanks for joining us. We'll be watching on Sunday.
All right, my pleasure, Dan. Thank you.
That's Rex Ryan, ESPN NFL analyst, and you can see him on NFL Countdown with Randy Moss, Alex Smith, Teddy Bruschi, Adam Schefter, and Greeny. They start Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern.